Well, welcome back, guys. We're still on the CR250 here. We did the forks the other day. Now I'm going to service the shock. All we're going to do today is disassemble it, kind of like what I did with the other stuff, just to see the condition of the parts and do an inspection. And once I'm ready, I'll order all the parts. But this is a little bit out of my element. I've never really serviced a shock before, but I can't imagine it's too difficult. But this is our shock. It's off a 96 CR250, real dirty. I will clean it up once I take the spring apart, and it'll be easier to get in there. So I don't know if I'm gonna sandblast the spring or something like that. But anyways, we'll go ahead and disassemble the spring and see how it all plays out. All right, to get the spring off, we're gonna have to back these nuts off here. Just tap them loose. And I have no history if this has been serviced. I'm guessing based on the bike, it's probably original, to be honest with you. Okay, so we come to the top here. The spring is loose. I guess we could probably... guessing we can knock this part loose here. There we go. Okay, so we got that off. I'm guessing this slides off here. And we got our spring. I think there's supposed to be a bumper on here, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna clean it up because you can see it's pretty damn dirty. So, yeah, let's soak this up and we'll clean it, and I'll be right back. All right, we got her cleaned up pretty decent here for now. I'll obviously clean it up a little bit more once it's more disassembled. But we gotta let the nitrogen out of the reservoir. And we'll get this cap off here. Ugh, that is going to need some persuasion. Okay. We'll see if we have any air in here. Nitrogen. Yeah. Didn't seem like much though, I'll tell you that much. So now we got to compress this. Actually, I'll take out the Schrader valve before I do that. All right, so we'll compress this. I'm just going to use a socket and hopefully that'll work. Maybe it won't. Oh, fuck me. All right, got the clip out. That was kind of a pain, to be honest with you. My one concern is I might have popped the bladder because some oil came out. There we go. All right, let me get some. Let's catch this oil. All right, let me see if I could dump some of this oil out here because there's quite a bit coming out. Bring you guys down here so you can see. Hard to say if the diaphragm is bad or not. It doesn't look like it, but no, I think we're good. Yeah, so I'll clean that up. So it's good to know that that's still good. All right, so we got to take the rod out, and there's a little point here where you got to tap this top cover off. So we'll give that a shot here and see how that plays out. Okay, so that's out. Okay, so we got to push this whole section down on the inside to reveal another clip. Let me see how hard that is. Okay. All right, there she goes. It's actually pretty dirty in there, so. Oops. Actually, it came out a little bit easier. Okay, so there's a similar clip. If I'm not mistaken, I think this just comes out at that point. Oh, there we go. It's really crusty, so this is probably good that we're doing this. And disassembled. It actually came apart pretty easy. There's a couple of things I struggled with. One thing I didn't take apart is the dampening adjuster here. There's a special 4-point socket. For now, I'm just going to leave it in there. You know, there's no corrosion on the rod, which is good. There's no bumper. I want to see if there's originally a bumper that maybe deteriorated. If that's the case, then I'll separate this and get a bumper for it. But yeah, everything looks good. I'm going to get an O-ring for it. The reservoir bladder looks good. And I'll try to clean up the spring here, maybe put a pressure washer to it. But yeah, that's it. Everything went pretty good other than struggling to get these clips out, but that's just to be expected. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Once I get my, my seals and whatnot, I'll go ahead and put it back together. All right, thank you.